Hello and welcome to this week's webinar. My name's Nathan Batcher and I'll be your host for today. So before I begin, I'm just going to read through a brief disclaimer. Please feel free to read along as well. Beyond Trader LLC is strictly a research publishing firm. The information we publish is based on our opinions, plus our quantitative models, statistical and financial data, and independent research. This service is not registered with any financial regulatory agency such as the SEC or any other organization or governmental body. For using our platform or our services, you acknowledge that we do not provide personalized recommendation or advice. Alternative asset classes are volatile investments and carry significant risk. Please do your own research before making any financial decisions. Okay, so let's get straight to it this week. I think before we begin, I'd like to start with an announcement. So on our platform, we've added a section for pivot points. Pivot points are particularly interesting for trading, useful and effective. And if you want to visit our website anytime, you can check out the pivot points for a variety of cryptocurrencies, not least Bitcoin, and obviously how to use them. It's very, very simple. And if you see here, for example, this week, the pivot point was set at around 105,500. Bitcoin gravitated towards that area for the weekly pivot point. And we can also see that the monthly pivot point was just a few $100s lower, around 105,292. So essentially, the market came down and tested that area and bounced, and that's a very strong sign. So the implication could be that either the weekly R1 or the monthly R1 are the next targets for Bitcoin. So this is just a very simple way how to use them. We've got various different time frames depending on what type of trader you are, if you're short, medium or long term. So just a heads up there that we've added this to our website. So I think let's get straight to it and start with one of our flagship indicators, and that's Biyond Atlas. So Biyond Atlas, sadly, it hasn't started to turn lower yet, and it's still actually creeping higher over the last couple of days. And this is particularly annoying because it's kind of indicating that we're not seeing the type of bullish momentum that we would have hoped for. In other words, Bitcoin is going to start to turn. So we need to see Atlas turning lower and moving towards the green zone in order to give our strongest possible buy signal for the market. So what could this mean for next week? It could mean that we could see a little bit of mild down pressure coming into the market, unless, of course, everything changes and we start to see a strong bid coming in. But at the moment, it doesn't look fantastic going into next week, and it's certainly alluding to the fact that we could start to see things getting a bit wobbly at the start of the week for Bitcoin. If we have a look at Biyond Vanguard, and it's a similar case in that the lower time frames all the way up towards the 1 day, they're starting to turn bearish. And also, if you see here towards the end, we can see the weekly. So yes, okay, on a weekly basis, we went above 110. We started the week with a weekly buy signal, so that kind of played out, but obviously we haven't had the follow through. As you know, we have a Vanguard 2.0 model on TradingView, which sadly is a separate product, and you do need to pay for that separately. And that's currently showing that Bitcoin is going to close the week on Vanguard in blue, which means that the bullish pressure isn't going to be as much. So this kind of plays into what we're seeing too. So will we come back and turn lower at the start of the week? The suggestion is we may, but as long as Vanguard's blue, that it means that it's still very much of interest of the trader to try to buy the dip. And of course, the way we've bounced from the monthly pivot point is very, very encouraging. And that could suggest that after a little bit of mild bearish pressure, then things will start to pick up. But of course, the best thing that we can do is to cross-reference this with something like Atlas. If we continue to see this moving higher on a daily basis, then it simply means that Bitcoin is not ready to turn. And if it's not ready to turn, then obviously we need to be very careful. So ideally, we need to see Atlas starting to move lower in order to have a strong buy conviction. And that's just not happening yet. So we are approaching the area of around 100, which is very much an important level for Atlas. So these are some of the key things and considerations that we're going to be moving into next week. And again, you can come on to Beyond and check out how these are all progressing during the course of the week. So that's pretty much it for this week. I guess a little bit of a disappointing week after we got the Vanguard weekly buy signal, and Atlas looks like it was starting to stabilize, but it's just starting to creep up again. So this could mean that the bull market is delayed for a week or so, but let's see how things pan out. Okay, so thank you very much, and I'll see you again next week.